to it.
Yeah. They're gonna be like, you live on my phone. Yeah, so.
What you got?
She just got $30 from Tatum.
She got $30 for it. Big kid, my growing doing talking about it. Should.
Trending topic on my city, gotta watch how I'm moving.
You can charge right here, boy.
I know Ty had that big.
Then my wall be right here so hot. Of course I had my charge. It be my wall. It be brand fucking new.
You can lean close down. I just left from Johnny. Now these other rappers touch my chain. I bust it now.
Boy down.
Bitch, you talking about you always got a gun. Think it don't be my gun.
I'm in that part. I know about your pop up, man. I'm gonna live on your phone on your page.
Hear me? Please. Shots,
They do it. I gotta do something to drink.
Now let me drive. Straight.
I ain't even drunk that yet, so how am I not straight yet? I can't get drunk because I'm drinking liquor. It's like,
what's wrong with you, bitch? I'm giving up.
Oh.
Let me check in on you, bitch. Then we checking in on some shit.
You said nothing, you see. I see, nah, I've been running over there.
Y'all, Ty having a party for her birthday. Y'all wanna go?
What time?
Tell me she's at Tanya House. At Tanya House? By the summer. It's too early, ain't it?
What time she having?
She said after she leave, I can be.
Oh yeah, we pulling up on baby.
On baby.
Come on,
Let
man.
me see. What the other one?
Jacket out with it. I'm like, you gonna put a little bit of that.
What the other one?
No, you can't put it on live. You know.
In my life.
I want to do it on live though. Cause then they gonna know what kind of gun we shot me with.
Yeah, I'm posted with my shooters, and you know we done the ride from the slide.
Man, go make sure it's tie straight, bro.
No, go get that box.
What's that?
I got my phone straight.
I'm calling. Hello. Yes, in the head. Hello. Hello. I need help on Bloomfield Road. ML.
There's some apartment complex. I don't know. They shooting at me. They just killed my cousin. They got shot in the head. Shit.
What's going on, YouTube? Another black youth dead, and her death put on display for the entire world to see. By my count, this is the 8th time since Facebook started that whole live streaming service a couple of years ago that a black young person, that a black person, period, has been shot or shot and killed on social media, murdered live. Now, while these females are sitting up here asking why black men don't defend them and why we're bashing black women and yada, 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 I'm just waiting for someone to step outside the bullshit zone and ask themselves the fundamental question. Why do black women and black people in general keep finding themselves in these predicaments where they're either staring down the business end of someone's gun barrel, being put in the back seat of a patrol car in handcuffs, or degrading themselves through their vernacular and scandalous activity, usually online? You know, we're not even a week removed from the now infamous McDonald's TooBadTV video of the girl that defended herself from the white dude that snatched her up. And these black bimbos on YouTube and all over social media screaming about why the young black brother standing around her didn't do anything to protect her or jump in on the fight when the dude grabbed her up. Yet, that girl that was snatched up by the white dude, she survived without suffering any harm. Those black guys that only intervened to break up the fight, they survived without any harm. Yet, here you have a young black degenerate thought surrounded by what is obviously, very clearly, other black degenerate males and females that is gunned down after brandishing guns of which we know were likely illegal, and riding around talking about rolling up with her shooters. As a matter of fact, if my ears play me correctly, I'm pretty sure the male degenerate in the video that could clearly be seen in the blue jersey, I'm pretty sure I heard him mention something about making sure that they used the right gun so nobody will know that it was them when they roll up. And I'm pretty sure I know that to indicate that he was either fronting or plotting about rolling up on someone else who was likely a black youth and shooting or shooting at them. Yet, before they got to their destination, rolling around in this car that was probably rife with weed, brandishing weapons. Apparently, someone got to them before they got to victimize whoever it was they were going to victimize, or at least trash talking about victimizing. Now, you have to appreciate the irony in this, while also acknowledging the hypocrisy. Because here you have a viral video, unlike the other 7 or 8 videos, in which a total of 6 black people have been killed and 6 wounded, including this 20-year-old Tynesha Hammonds, where you have a group of young degenerate idiots riding around in an automobile, brandishing weapons, talking shit, talking about their shooters and this, that, and the third. And then they wind up getting lit the fuck up. But the news media and social media try to spin it like this Tynesha Hammonds ThugTHOT, as I call him, was this darling little angel that was the baby mother of a beautiful 9-month-old child. When in reality, if she was a darling, innocent little angel, she would have been her thug ass at home taking care of that 9-month-old child of hers, instead of out in a car, not only out in a car with other degenerates and little wannabe gangbanging thugs, but out brandishing weapons and talking about riding around with her shooters or her killers, or however she put that. And then she winds up getting the business end of someone else's gun muzzle. And I'm supposed to feel sympathy, and I'm supposed to put on my cape, put on my Captain Save-A-Ho cape and run out here and save hoes like this. See, I told you guys it wasn't that long ago. I told you when that video surfaced of that black female McDonald's employee socking it to that white dude that grabbed her up. While I was, happy that she was able to successfully defend herself, I also said in the same breath that I know what type of black female that is. Not because of the way she counterattacked and defended herself. Not because of, the color of her skin or the fact that she was female. But because of the way she was talking, the way she was sounding. I got this shit, nigga. Yeah, I handle this shit, nigga. I got this shit. We all know the type of black thought this is. And as a result of this, even though she had every right to defend herself, okay, we also know, and for some people it may be painful to face this, that this very female that defended herself against her attacker has more than likely unprovokingly attacked other black males and other black females, very likely got niggas set up to be attacked by other niggas, very likely got other niggas set up to go to jail, even called the police on niggas. See, this is the ugly truth that Black America does not want to face, and particularly the Black American female, who put us all here on wonderful social media, YouTube, on a hit list a year and a half ago, simply for speaking the God's honest truth about these pathetic whores. The Tynesha Hammonds and the Nakia Baileys of the Black community are spreading their neurotoxin of cerebral fuckery to the masses of Black generations by first hatching out and then, by way of welfare assistance, misraising Black offspring, at least the ones that they don't abort, of course, misraising Black offspring to become the next batch of neighborhood terrorists. And this is why the cycle of fuckery and degeneracy and degradation will never end for Black people. It was 2 weeks ago that I made a video that I've now put as my feature intro when you come to my channel about relating the Black situation to a plane going down in flames and the passengers on the plane sitting in their seats calmly as if nothing's wrong, because they can't see, they cannot detect with their five senses the nose tipping and that ground and that concrete coming up fast. Black people seem to be, as a collective, completely oblivious to how they treat themselves, how they treat each other, and how that presents itself to the rest of the world. See, if I had never dealt with a Black female in person, never dated one, never fucked one, never worked alongside one, and the only thing I knew of Black women and their degenerate spawn, like this imbecile in the blue jersey in this video that you can see drifting in and out right before the shots ring out, I would think, damn, that is one fucked up, mentally ill, jibber-jabbering, loose booty whore. And not because I'd be racist or prejudiced, but because this is what they put on display. Not only online, but offline. You ever been anywhere at nighttime? It doesn't even have to be a club. It could be Hooters in some Black neighborhood. Not even talking about the girls that walk there. The type of Black females that go up in there. Loud, crass, dressed like Madison Street hookers, surrounded by other thought bots, equally as loud, crass, and intimidating. They have had to shut entire shopping malls down because these young nitwits invade the malls acting crazy, harassing people, assaulting people, threatening people. And yet society puts up with this. Black females are all over the internet, including right here on YouTube, acting like wild hyenas, ghetto fighting each other, doing what they call twerking, aka shaking their asses, wearing short, skimpy clothing. And a lot of these girls that are doing this twerking crap are underage. I told you guys. I told you that. That's old news. People don't want to admit it, but it's true. Not all these females that you see on social media are over the age of consent, which is 18, that are doing this twerking crap. I know, just from browsing social media, that some of them are 14, 15, 16 years old. But see, we don't want to touch that. This new documentary that came out about R. Kelly's, sexual deviancy, and was talking about his awkward, brief relationship and marriage to Aaliyah, and all these Black females, just like these white bimbos that came forward during the Me Too movement, crying crocodile tears, talking about what he did to them. What they don't want to talk about is how those females were perfectly okay with what they claimed R. Kelly was doing to them while it was happening and while they were benefiting from it. Now 10, 20, 30 years later, oh, we're such victims. What they also don't want to touch is that a lot of these females were young thots, whether they were underage or overage when he started messing around with them. What they don't want to talk about is that yes, R. Kelly is a pervert. But no, he was not taking advantage of these females in the sense that he had to sexually assault them or rape them or bribe them. They were willingly going along with this because a lot of them were and are as perverted as he is. I mean, of course, we know the branch don't fall too far from the tree in Black America, and the leaf don't fall too far from the branch. We can talk about white racism or the possibility of white racism all day till we're blue in the face. You know, what's been in the news lately, that poor 7-year-old black girl that was shot and killed randomly by some white dude when her mom was leaving a Walmart store in Texas, and they claim some white dude fired into the car. Talk about that all day till we're blue in the face, and we should. But we don't want to talk about Tynesha Hammonds, Nakia Bailey, and all these Negroes dropping dead like flies in the streets. I think there was even a BLM leader or something. He was a leading member of Black Lives Matter movement a couple of years ago, shot and killed in New Orleans. Who was he killed by? Not a white cop, not a white person, a black person. They didn't want to touch the color of the person that gunned him down, because that would show the blatant hypocrisy of movements like that and overall black group think that we're all victims. We're not causing any of this. It's because of slavery. It's because of racism. It's because of anything and everything but the fact that we have failed to build and develop anything of benefit for our own kind. We have left it up to the white liberals, to the Democrats, to the black church, to these fake ass black Muslims, and all of these organizations and entities have done nothing for the past 50 years but profiteer off the ills of black people. And meanwhile, while we're waiting on others to do something for us, they're just simply dividing and conquering while we're falling apart and dying. And I don't care how many of you butthurt Negroes come to my videos, this one included, calling me a coon, telling me I need to stop bashing black women, telling me I need to talk about the real issues. As long as this crap is continuing to go on and I have breath in my lungs, I'm going to take that mirror, I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to shove it in your fucking face. And I'm going to make you look at it. And when you try to turn away, I'm going to grab your chin, I'm going to turn it and push it closer to the mirror so you can see the biggest enemy in this world that you have ever had and ever will have. Your fucking self. Oh, and how could I forget that before I end this video? There's something else that social media and the news media and even the police have not touched on because they're afraid to. Now they're calling this murder of this, well, they're calling this shooting death of this Tynesha Hammonds girl, 20-year-old baby mother of a 9-month-old. They're calling this a homicide. And they seem to be certain that whoever fired into the car these young people did so with malintent. But see, because I'm one of the few Negroes that is mentally a chess player, and because when I do research, I watch and listen and interpret everything from start to finish. Every word said, every scene observed. I know that there is another possibility. And that possibility suggests that this may not have even been gang related. This may not have even been drug related. This may not have even been youthful exuberance and immaturity of them rolling up on another group of little young ass idiots, and they just happen to be in the car doing the same thing, and they got into an ego pissing contest. Whoever fired into that car, they may have been one of those. Yeah. But it may also have been self-defense. See, Georgia is one of those states where you can carry a gun, and I don't think you even have to have a permit. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that Georgia, Alabama, Florida, you fuck around in any of those deep southern states, you know, those old Dixie southern states, whatever you start, you sure in the hell better be able to finish. Because there are many people packing. Now let's just rewind the scenario of this video right quick. And as I'm talking about this, I'm gonna show you guys clips of it. Now in this video, we see a group of young thugs, as they call themselves young thugs anyway. See a guy, see maybe I think another guy, a female, and Tynesha Hammonds, the gunshot victim. And two of these people in the video are brandishing weapons. As a matter of fact, I believe at one point they're pulled over, parked somewhere, and one of them is actually pointing a handgun into the car itself at the person that's filming. And there appears to be a girl or some Negro with dreadlocks. It's hard to make out because the resolution is so poor. It appears to be another female brandishing a gun. So there are at least two of these idiots with guns, and you know, we ain't got to play with this. We know those guns likely were illegally obtained. We know that if you do need a permit in Georgia, none of these niggas in this car probably had one, right? Yeah. And then we hear Tynesha Hammond talking about, you know, she's riding around with her shooters or something like that. And, you know, this Negro in the passenger seat in the blue jersey, you know, he's just, you know, being the normal savage that he is. And at some point, the car starts moving, and they start driving around somewhere, assumably in Macon, Georgia, because apparently that's where this shooting happened, Macon, Georgia, even though this girl on her Facebook, she claims to be from Alabama originally on her Facebook status. And they're driving around, they're playing music, you know they're probably high. And we've already seen them brandish weapons several occasions. Now, being a former NRA basic pistol safety instructor myself, I know just looking at these degenerates that they're probably not practicing gun safety, okay? And they most certainly are not experts with handling weapons, much less knowledgeable of the law and common sense when it comes to when and under what circumstances to brandish or use a weapon. So it is conceivable that while they're driving around in this car, likely high, acting like fucking idiots, brandishing these guns that you can clearly see in the video, they roll up on somebody else that could be white or black, armed. Person could have been just getting off work or coming from the grocery store. And in one scene right before the shots ring out, you can see this one degenerate, he's looking, the guy in the blue jersey, he's looking over, and looks like he first is staring at something out the window, and then he starts, talking, and you hear him say, "What's up? What's up?" Now, given that these little idiots are heavily armed and they're high and they're, nigger degenerates, somehow I doubt that he was saying what's up to, assumably, what was a person in another vehicle, or maybe a person walking down the street. But they said the shots came from another car. Somehow I doubt he's saying that in a friendly manner. Somehow I get a sense that he's saying that because he thinks he's powerful, because he's surrounded by other degenerates who have illegally obtained weapons and they're high, and of course they're degenerates. Somehow I take it that he was saying what's up in an intimidating manner, as niggas do, as I've experienced this myself and many of us have experienced. And somehow I take it that he wasn't the only person looking out the window. That's just what you could see from the camera angle. And somehow I take it that even if these guns weren't pointed at the person he was saying what's up to, at least one of those guns could clearly be seen and observed by people outside of that car, because they were likely holding it up, brandishing it, the same way they were doing in and out throughout the duration of the video. So the likelihood of someone who may have just been minding their own motherfucking business and seeing these idiots roll up on them with guns, and then them being frightened to the point where they drew their own weapon and opened fire into the car in self-defense, then drove away, is very highly possible. But again, we don't want to touch that. We don't even want to contemplate that. It had to be gang related. It had to be drug related. It had to be racism. Because we're all victims. It's not our fault that we're fucked up. It's someone else's. It's not Tynesha Hammond's fault that she wasn't at home taking care of her 9-month-old child, but instead she was driving around being one of the very neighborhood terrorists that these black bimbos on YouTube talk about they want to divest from Blackistan from. Oh no. There's always some type of an excuse. We're always going to act like shit like this, and the scenario that I just painted is going to fly right over our heads. Because facing the facts and the truth, not only does it hurt, it will make us as a people responsible and accountable for ourselves. And we can't have that now, can we? Talk to you later, guys.